Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is James Steiner and welcome back to Let's Play Old Game Star Wars Republic Commando. I'm going to try and blast through this level as quickly as possible because I want to get to the core ship level. That was one of the most fun levels I ever played. Anyway, so I'm trying to think of what game I'll play next. I've got a lot of Star Wars games in my libraries that are really old that I never played, but I've always wanted to play them. Oh, funny, Seth. Funny.
Fire in the hole.
There we go. But yeah, like the Dark Forces series, I never played that. I always wanted to play it, but I never got to. Let me think. Another game that I've always wanted to play. How do you switch grenades? Nope. How the fuck do you switch grenades in this game? There we go. That button. Okay, it's automatically bound to the Q key, it seems. That's a dead droid. Whoa! Where the fuck did they all come from? Okay, time to blow them all up. Jeez, that was so fucking dumb. Where the hell did they... Did I really just not see them? Boom. There we go, here we go, here we go. But yeah, I still absolutely love this game. There's nothing not to like. Yeah, it's a corridor shooter, but it's fucking clone troopers. Not just any type of clone troopers. These are the badass clone troopers, okay? These are fucking commandos, man. They're just badass. And I'll admit something. I actually really liked a lot of the prequels while growing up. Now that I look at them and like, they're not the greatest. I still prefer episodes 4, 5, and 6, obviously. Be quiet. I still love them for what they are. Admittedly, thematically, they're nothing like the original trilogy. You know, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Because it wasn't a hero's journey, it was a political drama. And that's something that people weren't expecting when they think Star Wars. It's just what... For what it was, for the political drama that it was average with a Star Wars coat of paint. Which doesn't mean it was... Oh, bugger. Doesn't mean it was completely awful, but it could have been done better. It could have been done way better. Uh-huh. And that's another dead Geonosian. Let's go. Anywho. Oh, I love how much gore there is in this game. I'm surprised that this thing only got a T. Nowadays, this game would probably get an M, because you've got decapitated clone troopers all over the place in this game. We'll see what I mean in God, which level is that? The assault ship levels. There's essentially a derelict Republic assault ship, and everyone is there dead. Everyone in there is dead. Completely and utterly dead. There's still a couple survivors here and there, but they all get killed off. And the only ones left on board are a bunch of Trandosians, droids, and the 4 commandos. Oh, spoiler alert. This game is only over a decade old.
There's the second power conduit.
Oh, whoa.
Eliminate target.
Why are you only shooting at me?
Hostile down.
Yeah, you're only aiming at me. You are an asshole. Wow, these things are bullet spongy. Die, please. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh, come on. Behind us? How did you get behind us? Stupid droid. Yeah, all the Star Wars jokes. All the corny Star Wars jokes.
Fixers
We could use a hold here, Deltas.
Setting demo. Watch my back.
Oh wow, that is a lot of droids.
Almost. Almost.
Set that charge, please.
Charge armed.
Get clear.
I love doing that.
Eliminate target.
Yeah, another thing that I really like is, okay, as I said, I loved the whole Clone Wars aspect. I loved all the war scenes in the prequels, because they were just all really, really big and pretty. Admittedly, there was a lot of stuff going on, but it was very chaotic, and I personally really, really liked that. I liked the way the battles looked.
The job.
But something that always bothered me was the fact that when I heard the Clone Wars referenced in Episode 4, when Obi-Wan mentions it, I was thinking clones on both sides. That's what I was honestly thinking. And why they didn't go that route is beyond me. Because it seems more like the Clone Droid War, not the Clone Wars, because there was far more droids than there were clones.
Eliminate target.
Far more droids than there were clones. Case in point.
Begin snipe maneuver, Delta.
Moving to your mark.
There's our target on the other side of the shield.
Target down. Enemy neutralized.
And okay, whoever actually designed the battle droids, they're really cool. I like how skeletal they look, but still, I think it would have been far cooler if there were just a ton of a ton of clones, just 2 clone armies going at it. That would have been so much better, in my opinion. Oh.
Charge is armed, sir.
Fire in the hole.
I am reading a complete factory shutdown.
Okay, time to kill him.
Squad, let's get out of here. Defend this position.
Roger that.
Let's move on.
I can do this all day.
Take offensive formation.
Anyway, or a 2 army. They could have easily done the droid wars, and either way would have been really, really awesome.
What's your location?
Because the thing is that these clones, a lot of them were technically no better than droids, because they were made for one purpose, to fight. And you can make that argument, but just thematically and morally, making a ton of clones of one individual so that they can be basically an endless supply of soldiers, it's kind of questionable. And I would have liked it if both armies were doing it. Because when you think about it, making a bunch of robots and droids to fight your armies, that makes more sense. But then you're making a ton of humans or other form of sentient life forms in order to do the same thing. And you're sending them to their deaths continuously. They're disposable troops. That is very morally compromising, I want to say. And it just brings up a lot of moral issues, and that's kind of what the prequel trilogy kind of did, was it concentrated more on the morality of politics and how the decisions that these politicians and these tacticians make can ruin people and corrupt them. That's kind of what it pointed out. And it's a very good, complex theme, but it could have been executed so much better. And it's just not what you expect from Star Wars. You expect adventure. You expect the ultimate fight against good and evil. Whereas in the prequels,
All right, let's get to it, squad.
there was the good and evil aspect, but there were so many shades of gray that formula doesn't really work
Like
so
some explosives
well.
here, Deltas.
I can't go over there. But that's essentially what I'm saying is, I liked the story. I felt like it could have been done better, but I liked it for what it was. But the new trilogy, episodes 7, 8, and 9, they're going back to the old feel, which it's basically a rehash of episodes 4, 5, and 6. I will admit that. It's not a perfect... Oh, come on. I forgot. He's meant to die. Oh.
The wreckage. It's one of ours. Talk about a bad landing. Nice shot for the point. Confirmed.
God, what the hell was I saying? I got caught up in killing a ton of Geonosians.
You can make use of that turret over there.
Let me get in that turret. Oh yeah, episodes 7, 8, 9. They're basically a rehash of episodes 4, 5, and 6, at least based on what I've seen of episode 7, which I loved episode 7. I loved where they were going with it.
With a new wise guy. Keep this comm clear, you two. Calm down, Fixer. Just having a little fun.
I love the dynamic that these guys have, okay? You've got Fixer's kind of the straight man, you got Seb, who is the ruthless killer, and Scorch is kind of the Joker.
What kills?
So yeah, rehash of episodes 4. I love how they did the villain, and I don't, it's out on fucking DVD. I can spoil it now. I like that they brought Han Solo back, and it was necessary to kill him in order to forward the plot of the villain, and also to give the protagonist a reason to hate the villain. I understand why they did it that way. I really do. And as a storyteller myself, because I am a writer, that's what I want to do. That's what I have been doing for a long time now. And thematically speaking, it works a lot better. And it was a pretty good way to have the character go out. He went out with a bang. Admittedly, it was kind of upsetting, I will admit. I did cry a little bit. But it was all necessary for the plot. I saw it coming. I saw it coming a mile away. But I didn't expect that they would do it in that way. The way it happened actually caught me off guard. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. Because that's what happens when you read a lot of stories and you write your own stories. You start to notice those patterns. And you had that same thing with Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. You had that same dynamic. You had Darth Vader killing Luke's only father-like figure, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it gave Luke a reason to hate Vader and to want to get revenge. And it gave him a reason to join the rebellion, because it turned him against the Empire. Same thing. Same bloody thing in episode 7 with all of our characters. Admittedly, I like how you have the stormtrooper who turns into a good guy. I like that. I like the cast of characters. They all played their roles exceptionally well. They were just exceptional. I loved their performances. And yeah, the performances of all the old actors from the old series, they were more like cameos than anything. But it didn't feel like they phoned it in. It was kind of weird to see, because we haven't really seen those actors in a long time. The last very big roles that any of us that grew up watching Star Wars recall is them as those characters. Admittedly, I did not grow up in the 70s or the 80s, so I didn't watch those when they came out. I watched them in the 90s when they did the remasters, which was before they added all the CGI to the and the added scenes. It was essentially the versions that I have, which are still VHS, were the same thing that was released with just the audio remastered and some of the visuals remastered, but it was still the same practical effects. There was no added scenes, no added CGI.
Got the chatter, Seb. Moving to cover.
That was what I grew up with. So it was essentially the same as the people who originally saw them in theaters. So I'm biased towards those old practical effects. You know, they were even in the 90s, they were still really, really good. They were ahead of their time in the 70s and the 80s when they originally came out. And in the 90s, they held up. They held up really well. And then in the early 2000s, right around the time they had the extended versions with the added scenes that weren't in the originals, I didn't see those. I've only seen them once. yeah, I've only seen the extended scenes once. I don't actually own any of the extended scenes. Die, please. There we go.
I'm moving in. I'll be right back. Don't worry. I'm out. Reloading. Moving to help 40.
I am out of ammo. That is almost empty. That one has more ammo. So am I biased? Hell yeah, I'm biased. I still believe Episode 5 is still my favorite Star Wars movie ever. It's still my favorite. It was, in my opinion, Episode 5 was the best. Episode 6 was good too. It was a good conclusion. I don't have the gripes about the Ewoks because I was a little kid when I watched it. I was like, oh, cute little bears. I was 3 or 4 at the time when I watched them, so sue me. And admittedly, I would have liked to see the original cut, which, in the original cut, not a lot of people know this, but the final chapter was supposed to take place on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee homeworld. Oh, I think I might have screwed up the sound there. And with it on the Wookiee homeworld, you would have had a ton of Wookiees. But the thing is, because they could not get enough people, enough tall people to fill the roles, they had to change it. So he went with a bunch of Ewoks. That was a creative decision that was made in order to make the movie work, because they couldn't get all the actors necessary to have armies of Wookiees. They just didn't have the budget to hire that many people, and there weren't that many really, really tall people that they could pull from that were decent body actors.
This looks like a good spot to set up a grenade position, don't it?
So, you just, while I'm dead and waiting to be revived, I'll continue to talk. Revive me, please. But, and, yeah, I'm not one of those groups that say that Ewoks ruined Star Wars. And I'm not one to say that, the Clone Wars and Anakin Skywalker ruined Star Wars. I do not say that. And there's the crouch button. Wrong button. I should switch that button out. I should have. That is such the wrong button. Okay, this is getting a little hectic. Oh, that's why. That's why they were dying so quickly. I forgot to kill that other turret.
Stop looking around and get some backup, soldier.
Retrieving back, yes, sir.
Set up a grenade position here, Delta.
Yes, sir.
Abandon position, Delta.
Hostiles down. Yes, sir. On my way.
Abandon position, Delta.
On my way, squad leader.
Set up a grenade position here, Delta.
Moving into position. Whoever left his back dispensary here, we should get him in.
Okay, why did those decisions disappear? I guess I must have killed them all. Yeah, I killed them all. Wow, that was interesting. I guess that's that part of the level done. So, as far as theme and story arc and all that fun stuff, give me episodes 7, 8, and 9 right now. I am actually going to really, really enjoy those. They're already, based on just episode 7 alone, they're already a step higher than the Clone Wars, the prequels, essentially. They're already a couple steps higher than that. But in my opinion, they will never fully replace or top the original Star Wars trilogy in my mind, because those did it first. Straight up, they did it first. Did they do it better? That's to be seen. As of right now, Episode 7 didn't surprise me, except for a couple instances on execution.
Initiate radical restructuring, Commando.
Just the way they did the execution was what surprised me. But the actual whole story arc did not surprise me. They needed something that was, in order for the Empire to be scary, they needed some type of weapon that was even bigger and scarier than the Death Star. I would have liked to see the Sun Crusher. That would have been awesome if they had actually used that little nugget of the expanded universe. There's so many things in the expanded universe that they could use, but they decided not to. They decided to scrap it and go with something completely different. And it works. It is literally something the size of a planet that sucks up a star, which is bigger than a small moon-sized station.
Come in, slicing. Secure the blast shield on that window. Lock them out.
Console over here, sir. Window controls.
Oh boy. A little glitchy. A little glitchy. This is still an old game. Keep that in mind. Oh. And die please. Die please. Die please. There we go. Oh, I like that little detail. They're knocking on the door.
Now I'm ready.
Let's throw a second one for good measure. Those are some dead super battle droids. Okay, moving on.
Commence door breach.
On our way. Placing detonator.
So I'm going to be waiting with bated breath for episode 8.
Door cleared. We're good to go. What the? Poor sod.
Slice that terminal, Delta.
More bugs.
Looks like we've got to shut these windows too. Let's hit it, Deltas.
Oh.
This'll take a few more seconds.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Terminal is ours, sir. Got a bad feeling about this. You know your targets ahead.
Of course you got a bad feeling about this. It's Star Wars. You always have a bad feeling about something.
Retreating back down.
That is such a classic line. I still love hearing it.
It's still kicking. I think we need to hit this thing again.
There's the spot. Let's set our charges and do some damage.
Eliminate the target.
3 thermal detonators to kill a super battle droid.
Moving to cover.
Ah,
Initiate radical
I guess that's
restructuring.
kind of accurate.
Can I have some cover here? Priming? Explosives? It's hot, boss.
Get clear.
Get out of there, moron.
Droids! That's done the trick.
Turret disabled.
Good job, 3-8. Now find an exit and make your way to the core ship.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. They messed me up.
Battle droids are trying to let in more Geonosians.
Go, 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 go.
Excellent kill.
You know the drill, Deltas. Let's shut them out. Come in, slicing protocols, Delta.
Watch the master at work. Smash the bug.
Alright, I got no ammo for that. Oh. I wish there was a shotgun attachment. That's what the Commandos need. A shotgun. A shotgun attachment for their DC-17s.
Come in, slicing protocols, Delta.
That's the one thing that's missing in this game for their DC-17s. A bloody shotgun. Because they got anti-armor. They've got a little pea shooter. This thing. They've got a sniper rifle.
Good to go.
Stop looping around. And just come
Finally,
back.
some peace and quiet.
So yeah, pea shooter, sniper rifle, and grenade launcher. Where's the shotgun? You could easily have shotgun shells loaded into the grenade launcher and it would do the same trick. Instead of it blowing up, it just shoots a ton of shrapnel in the direction of the enemy. It could work. This game needs to be remade with a wider variety of attachments. Just go all ham on this thing, okay? This game could be so awesome if redone right, but instead of just doing, you know, a visual remake, actually remake the game from the ground up. Similar story, maybe the same characters, or maybe a different Commando squad, I don't know. Just take the same premise and make another Republic Commando game, or Imperial Commando, I'm not picky. And you can have the whole modular rifle thing and the whole Spec Ops bit. Maybe have it open world, maybe have it a corridor shooter like this one. Oh shit. Sorry. That was dumb. Oh, come on. There we go. They're all dead. Now we move on to the core ship, and that will be my next episode, is when I move on to the core ship. Yeah, I ramble way too much. I should probably have a script somewhere so I can cover certain points and just keep myself on track, because don't get me wrong, Markiplier does rambling really, really well. That is still awesome. He does rambling really well, and I don't think I'll be able to ramble quite as well. I prefer having some sort of script so I have an idea of where it is I'll be going whenever I'm talking about stuff. As that's how I grew up giving presentations, with small notes, PowerPoint presentations, and all that fun stuff. You know, there was always a script. And the only time I went off the script was if someone had a question, and then I would enlighten them, but that was because I already had knowledge about said object, and I just concentrated on that question, and I would not travel off topic. Needless to say, I ended up rambling quite a bit. I probably repeated myself 2, maybe 3 times in a couple of places. But I don't think I'm going to edit it out, not this time. Next time, I probably will. Anyway, everyone's getting impatient with me, so thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button, share, favorite, subscribe.
Trying to kill us, and this ain't such a bad place.
I've never heard that line before. The years that I played this game, I never heard that line before. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button, share, favorite, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.